Hello, hello, hello there! Guess who just finished another sketchbook yesterday? And right out of the gate, unfortunately, this one took me longer than the other ones I've done so far. Usually I finish one of these sketchbooks in like 3 or 4 months, like definitely one semester, but this one took, yeah, it took 2 semesters, so basically a year. Yeah, it almost exactly took a year to finish this, which is, I think, mainly because I got an iPad in the meantime, so I could do like work-related, class-related stuff on the go, and also, you know, you got a new toy, you play around with it and abandon the old ones a little bit. But I finished this and I had a lot of fun, so I got back into sketchbooking again. And actually I think the page I finished yesterday might be my favorite page in here. Usually it's kind of a bullshitted page at the end, but not here, so I have very positive feelings about the sketchbook, basically. About the stickers, I got this one from Haikyuu fanzine I was part of, like an Eva Oi travel zine. This and this are from my university. This one is a sticker I got years ago from a hostel in Taupo in New Zealand, and this one is, you know, we hate the right-wing party in Germany. That's the point. On the back we have this one, which is by my friend Cynthia, who is Illustration Basket on Instagram. Also, I'm gonna put the links down in the description to the people where I can. Like this one, for example, is Wilma. Like Wilma is a cafe in Münster that I was at the other day, so I don't know who drew this, but it's a very cool sticker. This one is Dana in Rains. Yeah, that's what it says. And this one is Aki with a lot of V's. Like I said, links in the description, so check them all out. Same sketchbook as always, Hanemühle Nostalgie, 80 pages, 190 grams. Not exactly mixed media, but it works. Like I said, almost an entire year. 1st of April until 21st of March. But it's fine, it's fine. Honestly, it's really fine. I don't like the sentiment of like trying to finish a sketchbook as fast as possible just for the sake of finishing one, so it does feel weird to have basically needed double the amount of time for this one than for the others, but that's okay. On the first pages in my sketchbook, I like to put just a little rough doodle of how I'm feeling and what kind of mindset I start the sketchbook with, and here I was very, very busy. So that's also kind of, not a summary of the sketchbook at all, not at all, but it's interesting to have context, I guess, for the time when I started this, or like any other sketchbook basically. Color swatches, which I started doing because of a Domestika mixed media urban sketching class, and I love this so much. Like, I think it looks cool, but also it just, I don't know, I'm not one of the artists that struggle with like the fear of the blank page or something, but it still sets like a fun mood for the new sketchbook. Like basically here I was very stressed and everything, and then I did this and I was like, you know what? I can play around. I can have fun. And also this is just also pretty handy when I have to refer back to something. Yeah, I think so far it's just my classic media like ink, watercolor. Oh, I want to work more with wax crayons. Haven't done it in here really that much, but I'm getting into it. Here I have some studies for a class I was part of, which was a scientific illustration class, and we were supposed to take a person or an event or something like that and make basically 2 projects about said event or theme. And I went with the Stonewall Riots, which, if you don't know what that is, it's the origin of what we today know as Pride Parades, but the Stonewall Riots were a riot, like, you know what it says. Yeah, it's just a very, very important event in queer history, and I'm really, really glad that I did research on this. And all of these, yeah, were, I mean, not this glass or the bricks in the background, but the people were inspired by photos from, mainly from this book, which is Pride Photographs After Stonewall from Fred W. McDara. And this book is a godsend. I love it so much. Like, it was, oh my god, it was my main, especially visual reference for the entire class. But also it's such a cool book. Like, W. McDara, as far as I know, I think it says that he's not queer himself in here somewhere. It's been a while since I read the text, I'm sorry. But he's one of the very few photographers who documented the queer scene back then. Like the everyday life. Like that's the thing I love about his photos are, I mean, he did a lot. I mean, this one is Pride themed, so a lot of it are Pride parades, but it's still like, you know, daily life of drag queens and, you know, protests and Miss All-American Camp Beauty pageant, stuff like that. A lot of, yeah, like these things, like a bar and just, I I need to look at this book again. Like, it's so cool. I love this book, and it was such a help with figuring out the visual identity of back then. I mean, it's through various years and everything, but just, it's such a cool book. I can't even express it right now, because now that I'm looking at it again, I'm just like blown away. Like so many signs as well, which I love seeing. So nice. There, Marsha P. Johnson, love her. Yeah. Point being, if you're interested in this, I would suggest, like, at least look up this book. It's very, very nice. I was thinking very hard if I should get this, because I try not to get too many resources for classes, because I just end up with a lot of books and everything that I never look at again. But this one, even if I wouldn't have looked back at this, it would have been worth it, like for the research, but also I'm sure I'm gonna look back at this. It's such a great book. But yeah, these are the sketches. These are, well, studies where I changed very little things sometimes, but overall these are studies from the graphic novel It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth by Zoe Thorogood. I want to recommend this graphic novel so bad, and I do recommend it, but trigger warnings, I guess, for mainly like mental health topics. Like, she's very honest about her own experiences and feelings and everything. And I love it. I love it so much. It's, in terms of graphic novels, I don't own that many compared to manga or stuff like that, but this might be my favorite because it's just the art style, the visual storytelling, the story structure in general. It's just like, mwah, so good. Yeah. Some urban sketching doodles I did when I was in a cafe with my friend Katja after we went to a comic and manga convention in Münster. These little chocolate crispy treats were so good. Oh my god, I miss them. I still taste them on my tongue. It's so good. More urban sketching with other friends in another cafe, and we were talking about J.K. Rowling. I have emotions about this woman. This was in the cafe with Katja again, this classic exercise where you put some shapes down and then doodle on it. I love the elephant Katja drew, just saying. To this day, obsessed with him. So nice. Just random doodles, I guess. This doesn't look like much, but I have so much fun doing these kind of pages. Another Stonewall Riot study, well, more style exploration, but these were definitely from the book. More, I mean, I guess style exploration. Here I was on my way to Berlin with 3 of my friends because 2 of them and me were part of a documentary about the life of the textile workers in Sri Lanka. And it was such a cool documentary. Oh my god. I'm gonna, if I can find it, I'm gonna put a link in the description for that one as well. It was so cool. My friends and I contributed a small animation for the documentary. Like, it was a full-length movie. It was so well done. We were invited to the premiere in Berlin, which is why we took the train to Berlin, and it blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind. It was It was so great. Some more doodles I did in Berlin. Some urban sketching at the Q&A session after the movie. Like, the movie was in a typical theater, but afterwards we went to another event location thing, and like, oh my god, the food was so good! The food was so good! Like, traditional Sri Lankan food. I unfortunately forgot what they were called, but oh my god, also it was so much different food. Oh my god, it's so good! Oh, God, it was so good. And yeah, like collective threats, collective rights, the livelihood of the textile workers in Sri Lanka. That's the title of it. More doodles I did in Berlin. Like, after this Q&A session, my friends and I went to another cafe and like had a cappuccino and, you know, just chatting. This is one of my favorite pages in here, but at the same time the inspiration was a little bit sad, because on the way back from Berlin there were some your classic casually homophobic people. Like, I think it was a bachelor party, is that what they're called? And the soon-to-be husband was wearing a rainbow hat, and I forgot the specifics because honestly I was just trying to mind my own business. I did not want to hear those very annoying remarks, but you know, they were making fun of him, and like, I don't remember, I don't care, but I was feeling pretty bad, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna counter this with queer joy. So that's why I doodled these, and just like, I love it, I love them. Like, the photos that I found as references, and also I'm really happy with these sketches. Some sketching in the botanical gardens in Münster, or like, it's called a castle. I think it's an old castle, but now it's in a university building. But yeah, I was sketching that building. This is a print, like a test print from my Stonewall in Stonewall Riots comic that I printed out and wanted to keep in here. Sketches inspired by people that made their bachelor, and yeah, I think all of them did the bachelors that semester. Botanical garden sketches, random doodles, trying out acrylic paints, like the orange one. It's not new, I got it in like the gift box you got in your first semester when you started studying, and I just never used it, but I started using it and I love it, so that's what I did here. More doodles, and this is actually a print of one of the pictures I handed in when I applied to university. My portfolio was basically about traveling, and this is a photo I took myself in Hong Kong, and I doodled myself in there digitally. So this picture is very, very old, but it has sentimental value, and also I think it's cute. I think it's very cute. I also wanted to practice, you know, drawing straight with ink, so that's what I did here. I really like this shoe, by the way. I don't know what happened here. I was in a cafe with friends of mine, and I was just doodling. Like, no brain was involved in this, so I guess I regressed back into my emo self. Not that I ever left that phase, to be honest, but I haven't drawn something like this in a long time. I read the book Sketch Notes by Nadia Roba, and did some studies of things she drew in there, but not all of them. Like, some of them, I think this one was something I made myself, maybe. I know the fish I did myself, but yeah, it's just a study of, you know, putting little doodles. I love when people put like very simple but so like visually interesting doodles, and great. Another doodle page, which I love so much. I also like the fact that I left basically negative space here. In the beginning, my original intention was to fill this up, but I prefer it like this. I like it a lot. Some more urban sketching, more visual diary, I guess. When I stayed at my friend's place in the Netherlands, we were sitting in their kitchen, and like, this was their garden, and because of the window, the cupboard was reflected in the window, so it looked like, honestly, for a few seconds I legit thought they had like the shelf in their garden, but they didn't. But I like the idea. This is washi tape I got there, and I'm obsessed with this. So obsessed with this. We went to Efteling, the theme park, and it was so nice. I had a lot of fun. Some watercolor tutorials that I followed, but also deviated from them quite a bit sometimes. Like, I don't think I put details with colored pencil. I think that's my idea. I was in Venice in the summer, well, fall, and I wanted to finish this, but also, see, if I finish this, then I will have lost the sketch that I did on location, so I decided not to finish this. But yeah, I just looking at this, I'm getting nostalgia, actually. More doodles. This is another one of those pages, like the Venice page before. So this one we were sitting in a cafe, and like the scene, like just the everyday life situations means so much to me. So when I look at this, I remember sitting at this specific table, drinking my cappuccino, looking at the water here, and like being amazed by the details in this on this little bridge, and just everything about this. Like, I remember I took multiple photos of this, so I will hopefully, most likely, probably do a proper illustration based on those photos. But this sketch, I just want to keep it as a sketch, because this is what I did on location, and it just means a lot to me, to be honest. More, well, these are again doodles I did when I was in a cafe with a friend. I sketch a lot in cafes with friends, I just realized. But yeah, it was nice, so like that. And here I followed another watercolor tutorial, because I think I kind of know how to use watercolors, but also if I do it without a tutorial, I'm way too impatient. I forget about layering and stuff like that, so I'm following tutorials to ingrain it more in my muscle memory, I guess. To like actually start with a light wash and then wait until it's dry, and then the various steps to build upon. Because even if I want to try to remember, yeah, you should take a break sometimes and let it dry, I'm so in a flow that I forget about it, and also I'm just too impatient. So more doodles. Some more doodles. This is me playing around with my art supplies. Like, usually I do this kind of sketch at the very last page, but here I did it in the middle. Also, this is a sticker I designed. Like, this is my own. Very angry little owl. Another sketch I did in a cafe with friends. Oh, wow. This is the first page I did for my bachelor's project, which is in the very beginning, like the very early stages of the project. But my idea is like redesigning, I don't even know if I can say I'm redesigning The Little Mermaid, like the original Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. But more, I wrote a story inspired by that, and these are just mermaid sketches. I do want to go more towards a creature design, but this, like, I love this sketch. I love it so much. Actually, I love it so much, I might make the mermaid design a bit more creature design than I originally intended. But yeah, this is still brainstorming stuff. But I really love it. This is kind of the companion spread, I guess, to the earlier page. And here I was going pretty basic, pretty lady with a fishtail design, even though I kind of did go more towards the creature design at some points again. I love this sketch so much. I just, the dynamic, the vibes, I don't know, I love it. And I sometimes have a habit when I try to brainstorm stuff, I highlight the things that I like here, for example, you know, I didn't like trace or ink this part, even though it's a nice idea, but I just like the other things more. And I just like looking at this one. I love it so much. And here, you know, there's way more black ink and like bolder, you know, like black areas than here, because here was like, I love this one, but here I just didn't have anything that I wanted to put like straight black. And I like this idea and also this one, but I was like, yeah, this is a pretty design. I like the sketch, but it's kind of too boring for what I want. So I'm very curious to see how my designs end up, to be honest. Very, very curious. Ah, yes, and here we are at the last page, which is also something I did with a watercolor tutorial by Kellogg's Loops on YouTube, the video. And this is the one I did yesterday, and I just love staring at this one, to be honest. Like the color gradient, I'm very, very happy with this. Very, very happy. But yeah, like I said, last page. Bye bye.